Everybody, this is Patrick from Sasquatch in the Wild, and I just got back from a trip to Estes Park. I went up there with Janice, hoping that Leah would show up, and she couldn't do it because she had a bit of a migraine. So it was just Janice and I. I thought there was going to be one other person as well, and they didn't show up, so it might be another trip. Maybe either later this year or maybe next year with Leah, Janice, and I guess one other person. So I learned some things about one of the cameras I was using. Usually I put a camera up on my head and it keeps me from losing the camera or how the camera works. And I was using this little camera right here. It's a little action camera. It's not a GoPro. It's, I think, better than a GoPro. The downside to this thing, the way this thing works, is that here is this clip, right? So here's this wonderful clip, right? Well, this is clipped into my belt. So if I'm walking along, sometimes this camera goes, and it goes down and starts filming down. And I didn't notice that at first. And then, I tightened the living hell out of this thing up, tightened the nut. And the thing just it kept going book, book, book. But I didn't know how bad and how often it was doing it. The other thing, because I had it in the case, and because it's trying to keep the dust and everything off of it, you can't hear audio at all. It's very mute. It's almost non-existent. And I didn't realize that either. Because I've used this thing a few other times before, and it worked just fine. And I could hear audio, but for some reason, the audio went quiet, and I couldn't hear anything. So that was a problem in the works. But I didn't know that at the time. And when I was reviewing video, I was like, why am I looking at the ground? It's because I'm just seeing the ground as I'm walking, or I'm looking at Janice's butt. It's either one of the two. And I was like, this is not what I was filming. So I'm trying to piece together parts and pieces of where we were at. Now, the two places we went was Devil's Gulch, and we were trying to get up to a place called, I guess it's called the Gem Lake. I really wanted to go to that lake. But Janice is not altitude adjusted. She was experiencing altitude sickness, and we right away, you leave the park and you leave where the parking thing is, and you start walking up the hill, and it got in there pretty quick. We were both feeling it. Well, I wasn't really feeling it. She was feeling it big time. I was okay. I had drank enough water before our hike up, and we didn't bring any water with us the first time. The second trailhead we hit, which was across the valley, almost like where you're coming into Estes Park. I think it's 34. I think it's 34 that you're coming into. Maybe it's 36. But you're coming downhill, and there's an area there called Hermit's Park. That's a cool place too. Both places yielded evidence of Sasquatch activity. Yielded it. There was all kinds of things. If you're not looking for Bigfoot stuff, you'll never see it. If you're looking for Bigfoot stuff, you're going to see it because it is there. It's at both parks. We didn't get very far. We got, I'm guessing, 1.5 miles up. It wasn't even 1.5 miles. She said we walked 3 miles. But we were going uphill. So I don't think it was that far that we actually walked. But we were walking prior to other places. So I would say maybe we got up to about 1 mile into this thing before she was experiencing it. And then we had to hike back down. And then we went 1 mile out at Hermit's Park. And you can camp there. At Devil's Gulch, you cannot camp there. There's a no camping thing there. But they got plenty of trails. And we did not go far enough to find cool things. But we went far enough that we got to see llamas coming down the trail. Now, they were being walked by a couple of, or I think there was maybe 3 rangers that were walking the llamas back down. I think they're part of the ranger experience that's there. But they were really nice. Those folks were really pretty fun to talk to. I didn't let her really do any whoops or calls or knocks because park rangers in Colorado kind of frown on that. And they don't like people going up into those areas and pounding on trees and vocalizations and all that stuff because you might stir other things. So I just like, no, let's don't do it. No, let's don't do it. And there's my reasoning behind it. And she was like, that's fine. But when we were coming back, she did do a little bit of a split second of something that came out, and I was like, oh. But she did it, and that's okay. That's Janice. I'm okay if she wants to do it. I don't no issues with it. I just didn't really want to see how people's reactions were. We did talk a little bit about Bigfoot up in Devil's Gulch when there was another couple there, and we were taking photographs and posing out on this rock. Yeah, it was an interesting time. I love hanging out with Janice when we're hiking around because she brings humor to a lot of things, and it's fun to listen to her talk about Bigfoot, or she quizzes me about stuff. And this will be one of those videos where she's gonna probably text me and say, "Why'd you say that?" And it's just gonna be the way it is. I'm gonna show some video on this, and you're not gonna hear any audio. I was kind of going through. There's a lot of video on. I got enough to do at least two, 3, maybe 4 videos of our travels. No, I think I can get away with. I'm gonna go with 2 videos, and I will post videos in the videos of this in the next one. I'm just now reviewing the stuff because when I got back from the trip, it was instant work. I haven't had time off yet to do any video work whatsoever. I did post a couple. I know I posted like 3 shorts. So those 3 shorts are out there, and I'm reposting another short that I did with Brian. And for some reason, that video went into private mode, and I don't know why it did that. So I'm reissuing that one out again. And that, if you listen closely, you can hear return knocks when we were out there doing it. It's called whistle clap. We whistle, and you do that. In the process of that, we heard a response, and that was at a totally different spot with Brian when we were doing that. So if you want to try that when you're out there doing it, try it. My friend, I hate when I do this. I draw blanks on people's names. Anyway, my friend back in Kentucky, Charlie Raymond, he actually said, try this, and we did it, and we got when we were doing it, we got responses. Some people who listened to it said, I can't hear it. Well, you're not listening. You got to really put the headphones on. I could hear it when I was listening because I know what to listen for. But other people say, oh, I couldn't hear it. And I was like, well, I can't tell you. I can't help you there. But that short is coming back out. It's recycling back through. But I'm going to show photographs. I'm going to show videos. And I'll piece together something interesting. And I might just do videos and go to photographs for a little bit with me talking behind the scenes. So instead of just listening to a talking head, because that's what it's called, I'll just go ahead and repost, or I'll post those videos of us walking in. I'll try not to show Janice's butt the whole time, and I will not use this bracket again. This is very annoying to have this. Now, this normally would have been put on a hat, where it goes on the rim of the hat and it'll hold on to it. But the problem is because it's top heavy, it will roll over and it will face downward. And I was thinking about doing it on my hat, but there's no stability on the brim. So that wasn't going to happen. Okay, that's just a short video. So my name is Patrick. This is Sasquatch in the Wild. This is just a little update about what's coming out on Wednesday and Sunday. So I'm trying to hit the 6-minute mark again. that may not happen. It may be more like 7 or 8 before I pop it on. Get these two videos out for the first leg of our journey, and then the second leg of our journey. So I will talk to you soon. Hope you're enjoying the journey, and I will talk to you later. Bye.